Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Owlbear's Roost. This is our 22nd episode. I am joined by a whole litany of amazing individuals, and one will be joining us a little bit later. Last we left off, the group went on a teensy-tiny little bit of shopping trip in which they pretty much just faffed around for a little bit to buy a few health potions. Groff also was learning what snow is and what it does, and how if it's kind of in its like weird slippery form, he falls on his ass. It's a shorter session. We didn't have everyone, but we're gonna get back into it this week. The team has just been biding their time until danger arrives. But we're gonna take a little step back for a second, and we're gonna go over to Cersei. Cersei woke up later than everyone. They see your compatriots had kind of already left, but you were very keen on finding the library today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. It takes a little bit of time, trudging through the freshly laid snow, people going about their day, and it's interesting because you had gotten here towards the later end of the day, but now you're seeing this town in, well, you want to call it day, but it feels dreary. The sky overhead is cloudy. It's not dark per se, but it's definitely darker than normal. And it is winter, so it is to be expected. But you've had bright winter days where you're from. This feels sad, almost. But regardless of that, people are going about their day. You see wolf men, women, children, people. Some just sitting out and maybe shoveling snow off their porch. Others are bundled up, walking down the road. Some have carts. And occasionally you see creatures who are not wolf in nature. You see ones who are bear-like. You see a few rat-like individuals. Various different little creatures here and there. But right now, it seems like a lot of people are on edge, but you can't tell more than that. But you find the library, and there's a little sign that says open. And would you like to enter?
Yes, I
Okay.
would.
You push open the door, and the little bell above the door rings ever so softly. And it's a familiar sight. A library overflowing with various books, and the smell of old paper wafts into your nose. This beam of light kind of shines in through the sort of stained glass and the various different glass that there are within the building. You see dust flowing ever so softly. A few candles have been lit across the room, and you hear shuffling coming from behind the desk.
I will go. I will go over and like peek behind the desk, I guess.
Okay.
Where I hear the
You
shuffling.
you your little hands on the desk and peek over, and you see a woman, who, like many of the other citizens of this town, are wolf-like in nature. She's kind of got a longer dress on, but you do instantly recognize she's got iconography of the Odyssean Order on her. And you see she has her sash. You can't necessarily see her pin right now, but you could recognize that very, specific sash. And she's kind of shuffling around under the desk, and she's like trying to she's trying to reach something, and she keeps trying to cast mage hand, and she's trying to grab it, and then eventually she gets it and pulls it out, and then lifts up her little glasses are crooked, and she sits up and she goes, oh hello, hi, sorry, you're new.
Hi, yes, hi, I am new. I just got here yesterday.
Got here, interesting. You don't really get oh, okay. Well, hello.
Hi. You're a part of the Odyssean Order.
Yep, that's me. And she adjusts her glasses a little bit. I run the records here. Yeah. And she kind of is looking you over, and I'm assuming you have your normal attire.
Yeah.
In? Okay.
Yeah.
So she's looking you over, and you see her eyes kind of stop at your sash. She goes, oh, you're from the Order.
Yes, I am from the name that I remember. Where I wrote it down. The Vathis. I'm from the Vathis archives.
Oh.
Yeah, I was sent here to investigate why we lost contact with the Thelosian library.
Well, and she just we're actually an archive as well. Let's not forget that. But contact, yes, yeah, yeah, that would be me. I was the
Good,
archivist.
I found you. Oh, that's great.
Yep. Oh gosh, the music isn't live on stream, although it's very terrifying. Let me see if I can switch something a little bit. That's terrifying. It's still terrifying. That'll work. Yes, I am archivist Mariella Charlevoix at your service.
Mariella.
Well, it wasn't an intentional, loss of communication.
Yes, I heard that something about a curse.
Several, yes.
Several. Okay.
Yeah, several.
Well, any information that you could provide about these curses would be very helpful. I'm on a fact-finding mission, so I'm just trying to gain as much information as possible and somehow get it back to my archives, which I've been told may be an issue, but I will cross that bridge when I get there.
She kind of shakes her head a little bit. About that, you won't be going back, unfortunately. It's been no one unfortunately is able to leave. That's why I couldn't send anything, because not even messages leave.
Fascinating. Not even messages. Not even messages of the magical variety?
Not at all. I can't teleport out. I can't even cast a simple message, sending message. Any sort of creature we send always winds up dead. It's like the forest doesn't want anyone to leave.
Truly fascinating. Well, I guess we're gonna have to find out why.
Oh, yeah, but yes. I've tried. People are, I don't necessarily have a lot of people like yourself who are willing to help that, especially, and she kind of gestures at your sash, especially, excursions. I'm not very good at, going out and, doing the sort of hands-on sort of thing. I'm very much a, bookworm.
Well, lucky for you, now you have me, and I can be your excursion specialist, and we can figure this out together.
Oh, okay. I don't see why not. Well, I've been very lucky as of late. First the creepy girl, and now you. So that makes, 3 of us.
Oh.
So.
Wait, who's the creepy girl? What?
Oh, well, she came in with the the other non-druids or beasts. Her name's Primrose. She apparently was injured as of recently, and she's just been helping out here. She said she would continue with her group of friends, but it's she needs time to heal.
Oh yeah, I think I met her friends.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Some are normal, some are very tall.
Yep, yeah. There was one that was like 7 feet tall, I remember. Yeah, he's really large being. Great, fascinating. Well, are there any leads that I can investigate? Any, loose ends where I can pick up where you left off, or how can I be of service?
Well, I told the others that they asked about the curse and books and trying to learn, and there's a lot. You see, they were more interested in something related to one of the goddesses of this town, but they did ask briefly. There are several curses from what I can gather. It's well, it sounds like they're going to go into the forest, and where they're headed does seem to be the sort of epicenter of one of the curses. But that said, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the only one that I've noticed. But I don't necessarily know if you going to the other one's a good idea. I mean, you're welcome to, and if you do, that would be very helpful if you were to get my books from the records, the archives.
Oh yeah, I will, let me write that down. Okay, books Is there like specific books or just like all the books?
Um, uh, uh, yes. Um, I need books on curses. I need my books on the higher planes. And she like is trying to think. She's like, I wrote it down somewhere. And she kind of looks around and pulls out a piece of paper, and she's like going through it. Books of curses, higher planes. Oh yes, a history book on the world tree. There's a whole collection of them. Some scholars have dedicated quite a lot of time to there, and I'm hoping something might be there. Druidic magic. Yes, that could be helpful. Oh, the books on the god Malice. Malice could be very useful to understand here. I don't know if it's related or not, but... well, probably is. And, Oh, well, it's weird. There's possibly one more collection I might need you to get. And that would be, well, books on the Shadowfell.
Okay.
I think that's it.
All right. Cersei's just like furiously scribbling all of this down. What direction would I find the archives for?
Oh,
if I were to go get these books? Lower circle, great.
Yes, it's near the inner wall. It's in Belosia. In the city itself, in the lower circle of Belosia. It's along the wall towards the upper city. It's near the center of town, along that wall. So you can't miss it. It's a large tower.
And you said that that group that you met, they're heading to another curse, not the Archives, but another curse epicenter in the forest?
Well, it seems like they want to go to Belosia eventually for some forsaken reason. I'm not quite sure, but they do.
Maybe I'll have to attach myself to that group a little longer.
Possibly a good idea. I will say, if you are to go into the forest, you are gonna want to sort out well, we haven't necessarily figured it out as of yet. You see, the darkness, it hungers, and it will tear your soul into many different pieces if you're not careful. And standard light just doesn't even work. The magical light does technically work to a certain point. However, after a certain point, the light no longer works. So, if you're going to head into the forest, I'm going to highly recommend that you figure out a way to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, so we need to get some kind of like light source that won't get eaten by the darkness that's trying to eat my soul. Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you.
I mean, if you do let it eat your soul and you get torn to pieces, do let me know what happens. I would be very curious.
Oh, sure. I'll be sure to take notes.
Okay, good. The only person here who has been that deep and still vaguely remembers it is Vorwin. He's here in
Vorwin.
Yep, big guy, can't miss him. He's to the east a little bit. If you take the path to the World Tree, you're gonna come to a branch right before it. I say there's a world tree. Okay, I should be very specific. When I talk about the world tree, I'm not mean like the big world tree that I asked you to get the books on. That's like Dentris. Yeah, cool. But the one that's here, it's like a sapling, but we still love it. It's excellent. But that said, where was I? Oh, right.
You...
When you get to the fork in the road, you take the left one instead of the right one to the world tree sapling. He kind of hangs out over that way. Just when you see the runes on the trees, don't go past that or into the area.
Gotcha. Is that where the soul-eating darkness starts?
Oh, no, nothing that bad, no.
Okay, cool. So they're just like different, like that's like a different bad forest thing.
No, it's not bad. I mean, we put it up ourselves. Okay. You just don't want to go in the area.
Okay. Why?
Huh?
Why don't I want to go in that area?
Oh, it's not good.
Okay, not good. God. Okay, cool.
You see her eyes kind of like drifting to the side a little bit.
Very vague, but noted. All right, thank you so much. Great. I'm gonna go.
So, as a member of the order, I guess as technically your superior, weirdly, I'm not going to use that. But you are welcome to use any book here in the library. Some are original copies that I have brought and saved from the archives. However, some of them I had to recite from memory, and you know.
That is very impressive.
I don't have a press. I really need to get a printing press here.
Okay, what? Thank you. I really appreciate that, and I will definitely be using these resources.
Yes. Anytime you are welcome here. Joe, I suppose I should get you a way to get in here if the door's not open. How good are your magical abilities?
I excel at certain psionic and telekinetic magics.
Your eyes squint a little bit. Oh. I wouldn't call that necessarily magics, but that's very interesting.
Yeah, magic is adjacent.
Yeah, okay. But, ooh, yes, okay. I will, well, so the door, I will just make sure that it, oh, I know. You've got your sash. Use your sash to unlock the door if you need to get in here at all, alright?
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta change the lock to do that. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. If not, I do keep an extra key. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I shouldn't tell you that. Anyways, okay, I should get back to, what I was, what was I doing? What was I doing? Oh, right,
You were... Okay. Well, thank you. It was wonderful meeting you. Thank you for all of this information. And as soon as I learn anything, I will come back and report to you.
Perfect. Yes, and right as she says that, you hear kind of like a thud hit the ground outside. And you see sort of figures moving outside.
I will go investigate the thud.
You exit and the bell rings again. You look outside and Groff is on his ass in a puddle of ice.
Oh no. I'll run over and join them.
And just as this happens, a individual comes up and they're wearing appears to be armor. They've got sort of the iconography of Blozia, and I'll repeat what they said before. Hello, yes, Lord Lycos would like to speak with you all. I believe he wishes to get your opinion, all of your opinion, on what is to come. And that's addressed to everyone in the group.
Even me? Me too?
Yes, you are part of this group, no?
Well, I wouldn't want to presume, but I am...
Okay, so you are coming with as well?
Cersei's just, like, eyeing everybody in the group, like, do I belong yet? Am I here?
I do not want to keep them waiting. It is just up the road up that way. Is this going to have to be something that you all decide what you are doing right now? Okay. Don't make him wait. The Baron does not like being made to wait. If your friend sits on the ground like that too long, he is going to get a very cold butt, and I do not think that is good for him.
I'll try to help Groff up.
Does Groff want help?
No.
Alright, Groff. Go ahead and... I want some kind of roll as you try to get up on this ice. Just because it's Groff, and I don't think he's going to understand how ice works.
Does she, like, reach her hand down to, like, help him?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to pull her off and pull myself up. That's the goal.
I think
I
want to
switch places.
You don't even need to roll for that. You can give me a dexterity saving throw to see if you fall face on the ice, Cersei.
Okay. Wait, I have to hit to remember how this works. Is this saving? No, where's... Do I just hit dexterity to get a saving throw?
Top left, there's
a saving throw.
saves.
Yeah, this isn't saving. Yeah. Okay, right.
Oh, that's to me, so make sure it's not to me.
Oh.
It's okay, I still have it.
Yes.
Groff, go ahead and give me an athletics roll. I just want to see how strong you pull the... Poor you. Okay, yeah. You are face on the ice now.
Oh.
You take a point of damage, a bludgeoning damage, as you hit your face on the ice.
That was mean. Come on.
What?
You didn't have to pull her down on the ground. Like, what the hell?
She offered to help, so I used the help. Not my fault she's too weak.
It's okay. So I'll start to get up, and as I do, I'll be like, my cheeks are like bright pink, and I'm just like, I'm just clumsy. That was my fault. Don't worry about it.
Ah, yes. Fuel Groff's ego. I'm sure that'll go swimmingly.
What's better than a new party member that gaslights themselves?
I gotta get in good with this group, you know? Like, I'm trying to get accepted.
Amelia just shakes her head.
The gentleman who you presume to be... Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's
nope,
okay.
Go right ahead. Nope, what is Levetta doing? Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, Levetta's like... She's still, like, on the floor, because previously... Yeah, because Groff threw her as a snowball, apparently, last time. Which is why he's on his ass, walking away. Or attempting to, at least. So Levetta is she actually able to get up, or is she still in, like, the pile of snow?
I mean, you can get up. It's snow.
Okay.
Not that hard.
Well, she just kind of like... She kind of like, you know, when you peek out from under a bundle of like duvet covers and it's just like, do I want to people today? That's basically what she does with the snow. She's like, do I really want to get up or am I gonna just freeze? And then she's just, oh, okay, fine. I'm just gonna, all right. And then she just like follows slowly, as slowly as possible. So trying to keep away from Groff in case she becomes a tool again, I guess.
The party's tool.
Getting up.
Okay.
But grabs his
all right. Party's tool. My ass. Anyway. What? What'd you say? Sorry.
Oh, I was getting up, and Flea grabs a snowball on the way up.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Choosing for the right moment to throw at the back of Groff's head. Definitely doesn't have a rock in it.
Oi, noi.
You all make your way. I presume, are you going with the guard, or are you just... I shouldn't presume, I suppose. It's up to you all. I'll take that as a yes.
Make sure we don't get lost.
Yes, of course.
I mean, who gets lost?
You hear the guard kind of mumbling under his breath in a language none of you understand. And he's just... it's kind of clear he's upset. But eventually you make your way to an intersection, and on the left you see another pub. There's people inside drinking and doing whatever, and it's the morning, but you know, you're in the middle of a pretty much hell on earth, so might as well drink. Take a left and you wind up this sort of road as it sort of slowly increases in inclination up towards a hill. And at the top of the hill, for you, Cersei, this is the sort of first time you are seeing it. And it appears to be this, I'm gonna put it in here. Yeah. A larger building. I mean, it's castle-like, but it's more of like a townhome. There's a large courtyard out in front of it. That there's a few guards sort of either practicing or are standing guard, keeping an eye, and you begin to notice that the individuals here, the guard that you had before was kind of wearing simple tabards and wasn't wearing a lot in terms of armor per se. Leathers maybe. But now you're beginning to see a lot of these individuals across all these different warriors, and you know, whether they be werewolves or werebears, they're wearing this very... it's interesting armor. It's something you'd almost expect of a druid. It's natural. Large pelts to keep them warm around their necks or their waists, and then around their sort of forearms and shoulders are either sort of conglomerations of different bones and or like wood that's been shaped into armor itself with loads of sort of spikes and branches. Many of them on their head have skulls or bones that give them this sort of illusion of either a stag's mantle or goat's horns. You know, their faces are covered in this skull, basically, as armor. For those who have played World of Warcraft, it's very reminiscent of the Drust. It's what I've sort of designed it off of. But basically, it's this sort of natural-looking armor, but very clearly armor that protects them. A lot of them have runes on them that glow different greens and blues. And they're covered in just different pelts, bones, and all the different sort of excuse me. They're in all these sort of different no set of armor is the same. The only sort of similarity across all of them is that that natural look to it. There's similar colors and similar runes, but each and every one of them has a sort of unique look to them. I'll try to find some examples here to give it an idea of what it might look like. It's certainly bizarre and not like anything you guys have seen before. There you go, there's some examples. Now, ooh, a good number of you guys have already been here. You had already met Baron Lycos. So this building's not unique, but the armor seems to be like, they weren't really wearing a lot of this armor before, and now they definitely are like preparing for battle. You're led inside, and there's a beautiful entry hall. Iconography of Belosia all across it. Led upstairs and into what appears to be some sort of war planning room. Now, last you guys were here, minus Cersei, it was the Baron and Druid Isra. Now it seems to be a few more individuals, and whilst it would be hard to tell from iconography on armor or anything like that, based on the fact that they're in this room with maps strewn across the table, wearing similar armor, you would presume that they are higher ranks of these, of, you know, maybe the town guard or their militia or whatever sort of structure they have here. And they're kind of all hunched over these maps. And at the head of the table is Lycos. And I'll describe him for Cersei here. He is this tall, wolf-like individual with like a grayish white fur to him, long beards that are kind of braided with different, you know, decorations and such, fangs sticking out of his snout. The regalia that he wears is very prim and proper, something you'd expect of regality. He's got different sort of rings on his fingers and necklaces, and he's standing at the head of the table holding what seems to be some sort of walking staff or cane or something. You're not really quite sure. And he looks up from the table. The other sort of main individual that is very common, or that is very clear here, is Druid Isra, who is here, I can do this dish. Druid Isra is this wood elfin individual who's wearing a lot of leathers and wood-like armor. His armor and such isn't as sort of warped and twisted as all the others. His seems to be more typical of a normal druid. And he's just at the right hand of the Baron at the end of the table. And besides him, there is another druid who looks to be sort of that druidic part of, standard druid wear, if that makes sense. They're wearing iconography with a lotus flower and a leaf. And a lot of the remaining two individuals are in that sort of warped skulls and bones and pelts. And you can't really get a good look on them, but they both seem to be wolf in nature. Hello, Emelina. Oh, can't hear you. Your thing's lighting up, but I can't hear you.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello? Hi, sorry.
You're fine. We just...
Where?
What was that?
I'll be on time next week.
Well, it would be the week after, because of daylight savings. Gonna be next Sunday. Anyways, regardless.
What?
Yeah, it's the 7th, isn't it?
I've got daily savings tonight.
Oh, well, there you go. Fucking alright. I hate this country sometimes, or this world. Anyways, my brain.
My dad?
Your daddy, I'm sorry, we killed your character. No.
Alright, bye.
We did a lot with what Cersei was doing prior, but we've all just grouped back up, and you have just entered. You've been taken to the main building, the town hall, and taken to that meeting room that you met Lycos before, and here you have. Sorry, my brain is a little slow right now. You've got Lycos, Isoro, another druid, and then two what appear to be like guardsmen of some sort, though it's not clear like what their rank is or whatnot, and literally just entered.
Okay.
Alrighty. And as you all enter, Lycos looks up. Yes, hello, thank you all for, agreeing to, meet. It's imperative that we get your, opinion on what is to come. We were just choosing to decide how we are going to protect the town from the Silver Sword Inquisition. We figured you all have quite the expertise with them, more so than any of us do. And your opinion is extremely, extremely valuable to us.
My opinion is that they're assholes.
Most certainly. From what we've gathered, they're more than likely going to want to murder us. So, the less that happens, the better, I think. We don't necessarily know what is to come. I guess my first question would be, do we know how many they have with them?
Don't remember the exact amount. You guys remember? Leah photograph?
I mean, are we talking tens, hundreds?
Tens.
Lavetta stares blankly.
Okay.
Zora waves her hand in front of Lavetta's face.
Blinks. Blinks and just looks over to Groff.
Groff shrugs.
tens,
Okay.
I'd say.
Ugh.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think through how we...
Oh, sorry, I was asking out of character. Sorry, I was just making sure you're
Oh,
okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Didn't realize that was an in-character thing. Okay,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Alright. What we're deciding right now is across a few different things. With that rough estimate, we could probably do 3 patrols of 20 for each of our shifts. We were thinking about putting watchtowers up. We need emergency gather locations. And, we could have the assistance. Where is the Belosians of your group? Are they on their way? And one of the guards the guard who led you in. Yeah, sorry, sir. They are trying to locate them now. I think they are on their way. All right. Why don't you all come over here and take a look at what we've got so far? I'm not entirely sure it's going to be any use, but here's what we have. And he kind of gestures you over, and on the table is a sort of leather map that has been laid out meticulously with the various roads and sort of major landmarks of the town itself. You can see they have got to the side a few different little wooden carved tokens that they are sort of trying to choose where to put here on the map. This is our village. And as I mentioned, we are trying to determine where to put the different key points and patrol groups. Any sort of guidance you have would be extremely useful.
I don't have any real battle experience. I'm more the type that strikes before the battle begins, if that makes sense.
Groff itches the back of his head. I got battle experience, but I've never seen anything like this. Normally, I just deal with what's in front of me. I don't know. Not like some bird who could see everything.
That's fair. I don't have any real battle experience per se, other than what I've done to survive. It's all this sort of nonsense is stuff I learned school back in the day. Isaro speaks up. Look, any input would be very helpful here. We don't really know what we're up against. Are they casters? Are they melee? We're talking about ranged. We need to be prepared. And any sort of input would be extremely helpful here. If anything, if you wish not to help, we understand. You're not beholden to this. And you see at this time, one of the 2 guards who's in that armor I described before, she speaks up. She thinks that they are kind of beholden, considering they are the ones who dragged him here. Isn't that right? It's your fault as they're coming here, no?
Maybe my blades will just rest in their sheaths then.
Isaro speaks up. That is no way to speak to our guests. I understand all of us are quite upset about... Look, we... We, do not put the blame on anyone. We just have to make sure that... We just have to make sure that Leo's blade does not fall into the wrong hands, as they might very well could be.
I agree. Though I will suggest that if you want all the help you can get, you should be more thoughtful about
I
it.
am sorry for Enza's comments. She's the captain, and I think a lot of tensions are on high alert right now. The captain kind of shifts her weight a little bit, but doesn't say anything.
I mean, yeah, of course, after all, it would be out of the goodness of our hearts that we help. So... Anyways, I know the way that I am most useful is if I can move freely, hide, and strike unexpectedly.
What about the rest of your group?
Nevada kind of hunches up and she just looks down at her feet. I don't really think I'm that useful.
Zara raises her eyebrows.
I want to be. I just... What's good a healer that can't defend themselves, right? And she just shrugs and looks down again.
She's very useful. Did you know that she was a human sprinkler once?
She like darts just this piercing glare at her.
A few of them cock their eyebrows like, huh?
Yes, I get it, I'm wet. Okay, fuck you. And then she just stands there, just huffing, looking at Groff.
Right.
Point is, I can't really take a hit. But I can help those who can.
Okay.
So she shouldn't be alone. Either I stay with her, she comes with me, and we...
She gives her a playful nudge in the ribs.
Zara ignores it.
Okay.
Either the two of us are the ones that try to move freely around, hit where we can, heal where we can, and don't get caught up in a big battle if that's to come.
Someone to organize us probably would be best. We all kind of just wing it. I don't think that's gonna work this time.
Groff can say where to hit.
That's fair. Right. Well, I'll leave it up to the captain to organize her troops. Just, Captain, please, give them a chance to aid us in what's to come. They have interacted with the group before. Captain kind of darts eyes at the druid. Takes a deep breath. Right, as the Baron said, it's maybe best that we split our troops into 3 sets of 20. This would be the front lines, as you said. They would be responsible for holding off the brunt. Verlita, what is he like? You have interacted with him, no?
Dickhead.
As typical men in power. And she kind of like realizes what she says and looks over towards the 2 men in power who are, in charge of this area. Right. Okay.
Versus eyes widen.
Zara gets a slightly amused look in her eyes.
Right. If we could kill or take him out, perhaps with a little bit of stealth.
I can make that my priority.
That could be a huge benefit. Typically when the leader of a group falls, well, who knows who may surrender. We would like to minimize death here, if possible.
I've wanted to plunge my dagger into him since I met him. I'll do it.
Good. Does he seem like the kind who might be leading the pack or leading from behind?
When we encountered him, sorry.
Alright.
When we encountered him, we first ran into a couple of his guards. That was where they resided at the time.
And then, did they deal with you, or was it him?
They were also assholes, but then we mainly dealt with him.
And it's my understanding that they are somewhere to the southwest, correct? They're somewhere in the fields, from what you said?
Yes. They were in, like, an old mill.
Right. There's plenty of those over there. And you see she picks up one of the tokens and places it. If we have one guard set a patrol along the main road, we could perhaps ensure that they don't come in that way. Perhaps we put a second on the southern side. But beyond that, I am not really sure. If we put the last patrol of the Blades,
I wouldn't spread out too much.
it's a fair point.
That's my only concern.
We
Either a
also
scouting party. And you make sure you have something set up.
We need evacuation zones as well. Places for civilians to get to. Not everyone here is a fighter. We have children. Elderly people. We've marked
You
some
know
of the main
your own
buildings here that could
village and this area best.
Perhaps the Crow Arms.
That's your
specialist.
advantage over them. It's one
The
thing
Arms
I've
does have
learned
a
in my
cellar.
time of just in my life. What you know about the area you're in is always a great advantage.
We could put them here as the Crow's Arms. At least for one of them. I do not think the entire village could get here in time. How do we even alert them? I suppose we could craft bells or horns or something, but we may need help to do so. Perhaps you're right, though. If we take it... But you, like you said, you do not want to...
I do not want to.
What do you
I
think
do not
of
want
these
to
two
what?
locations? Spread out too much.
It's just a suggestion.
No,
But if you want to have people ahead, I would make it a scouting party. I would make your biggest brunt further back.
What about these three locations? And you're kind of looking around. Some of the people are kind of nodding and thinking. The blacksmith, it's not the most defensible, but if it were to fall into the wrong hands, it could be bad. And plenty of metal for people to use in it. Plus the door's quite well guarded. The Crow's Arms has a cellar. A wine cellar and a beer cellar that could be excellent for hiding individuals, and the general goods store also does have a cellar that we could hide individuals in. We would have to sacrifice some of the outskirts of town, like the Wilted Rose and the graveyard, but that would close us in far more than otherwise.
What will give you the best tactical advantage, overview, drop on people?
So, is the highest point is going to be the townhouse. They can't really get it from the north. They do have to take the road into the townhouse. It's far too dangerous, far too steep at points for them to get to there, so they would have to take that road. But this is where the other question comes into play. Lyra. She can fight. There's no doubt about it. She's practically a goddess. But we don't know what they have. If they have some way to disable her or stop her in any way, that sword falls into the wrong hands and everything's over. Someone needs to control that sword briefly, and it is all over. The second they have their hand on that sword, it will be their power, not hers.
Well, it shouldn't be me if I'm going for him, so if anyone else has suggestions.
Wouldn't it make sense that one of you wield it? Since you know the best. Since you know the most about it.
The sword?
The
No.
power of the sword.
We will not be taking that from Lyra. My point is, Where should she be? Do we keep her in the townhouse? Which is probably going to be our last point if everything goes wrong.
That makes most sense to me then. If that's the final...
Lycos kind of speaks up at this point, and he's been kind of quiet this entire time. Yeah, I'm happy to stay here with my personal guard and keep her protected. If they make it this far, we can just hope that she can protect us. Isaro speaks up. I have not a lot of druids who are akin to fighting, but I could spare a group or two. One would be primarily casters and sort of support, whereas the other would be shifters, individuals who can take the forms of various beasts.
Even if their specialty isn't harming, they can slow him down.
Exactly. There's a lot of points that you have to consider.
Go on.
No, I'm just saying there's lots of points that we have to consider. But what were you saying, my dear?
I don't suppose there's... I know we don't have much time until then, but she just like shuffles uncomfortably in place. Just rubs the back of her neck. Don't suppose there's anyone who could kind of clue me up on the whole shifting thing. And then she just... I've tried in the past, I just can't remember much. She just shakes her head.
We would be more than willing to help teach you, but that is something that takes students years, if not hundreds of years, to master.
I don't expect I'll be at the front lines.
Zara quickly pinches Lavetta's hand. You got this.
Sorry, the upper inflection. You got this. Oh, she just...
Very Zara like it.
She just... I guess just like... gives just a nervous shrug of acknowledgement, I guess.
I'm sure she would be a fast learner.
You can try.
Flea, do you have any preferences?
No, not really. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do.
Lavetta is kind of just standing in place, already looking somewhat defeated at the notion of this. How confident are you that that we're going to succeed?
That is certainly a question. I don't know how confident someone can be in a situation like this. So I want to plan it. I want to ensure that we protect the most people that we can. At this time, the three that you came here with, Melanie, Chloe, and Jade, they all enter with a different guard who ushers them in, and they stand to the side. Captain sits there for a little bit before trying out some more ideas. So, Zara, you say that you and Lavetta are capable of more stealthy inquiries.
Well, I can.
I think that's more her speciality. I'm okay.
I can help her
Yes.
move around freely and heal people if necessary. And try to ensure she doesn't get stuck somewhere.
People seem to have a habit of just throwing me around and putting me where they want me, apparently. And then she just darts her eyes across. But it's been proven effective, I'll admit.
It's fine, Lavette, I'll do that later. She didn't say that. Sorry, that was.
Did she not?
I wanted to say it as a joke. She did not say it.
Hello?
Sorry, I'll say.
Damn.
Lavetta winks at her, despite the fact that she totally.
So
I think she can help. She can help people, and if something happens to her, then a lot of people don't get the aid they might need in that moment. So I will try to make sure that no one is targeting her, and that she can move freely with me in the shadows between the fights, if that makes sense.
So why don't we have her with the civilians? Once the alarm is raised that there are enemies inbound, she could help them. Keep you on the roof. keep you on the rooftops. Have you keep an eye out for any sort of people behind lines.
I guess if I need to get somewhere quickly or at a distance, I've got someone who could help. And then she just smiles to herself. I have I guess the kind of fae of sorts.
I've got my eye as well.
You can't just tell someone you've got an eye. You gotta give more context.
I do have an eye.
Yeah, well, where's the hand gone? Is the hand useful?
The hand's in well, it's still on Primrose, but it's in Sanctuary.
Okay. We should have brought the hand with us. God damn it.
No, I can have the eye, like... First of all, I can't see in the dark. But my eye can. I'm pretty sure. And I can get the eye out a bit and then already get information on where the people are before they're actually, like, right in front of us.
The point I'm saying is, if I need to cast, I can cast through Valinder. So, that's something at least. I just... Groff, I guess you're gonna kind of go in there heads first, right? If you can stand up. Is it gonna be icy? Do you guys reckon it's gonna be icy? Probably gonna be icy, right?
What's that?
Groff, do you... I actually forgot what I was gonna say, never mind. Sorry. She was just asking if it was gonna be icy.
Yeah, what's that?
She was asking them. Like the others.
Yeah, I know. And Groff's spoken up and asked what's
Wait,
that?
Groff, it's what your ass slipped on earlier.
Yes.
Huh.
Frozen water.
I don't understand.
I will get my eye out, get in the shadows, and try to get a first look at how many there are coming and where they are coming from. And get that information to you guys quickly. And then I will move around and try to get... Whatever the fuck his name was again. Old guy. Old asshole. I'll get old asshole and put my blade in him.
Go teams.
Well, I suppose we could set up a few watchtowers. She points at the 3 points where I've put the tokens. But if any of you have any opposition, please feel free to move them as you wish. You guys should all be able to move them if you so wish.
I don't have enough experience to justify having a say in any of this, and she just lifts her hand up. Hands up.
I've shared my piece.
What we could do for the next few days until this is over, we could have many of the civilians bunk up with one another, abandon their homes on the edges of town. I'm sure some of the people would be too happy that the general goods store and the Wilted Rose would be closed, but we can make do. It may be best for their safety if we get them towards the center of town. With what we have right now, we would have 2 patrols of the Blades in the southwest. We'd have the Druids near the World Tree, another patrol to northeast, and then you all would handle the northwest. This token here on the western side would be Melanie, Chloe, and Jade. The token on the eastern side would be everyone but Zara and Lavetta. And then Zara and Lavetta, you would be in the center, using your magics to spy and do what you can to help. We have various horns that we can use to sound the alarm, and perhaps we do not need any more. But if you are so inclined, we could make bells, but I don't see any issue with the horns that we have.
Fine by me.
We keep 3 watchtowers, 1 to the south, 1 to the west, 1 to the east. It would be the northwest would be a little bit underlooked, however, with Melanie's bird. I'm sure the bird can keep a good eye on the forest that way.
What side do I need to... What's the side you most expect them to come from?
Presumably the southwest. But...
And I will get there. Send my eye out.
Okay. If you guys are curious, this is to scale, so if you use your line thingy, you should be able to see, like, how long it is.
That's what she said.
Like, how long a distance is. So, like, this circle right here, it's, like, 3.5 kilometers long.
So, the eye can see up to 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. How far can you move it from you?
You can... There is no limit to how far from you the eye can move. Is what Arcane Eye says.
Yeah.
And it says it does
you
Arcane
can
Eye.
move it, and it has normal vision and dark vision out to... So it has
30
normal
feet.
vision, and then the dark vision's 30 feet. So yeah. And it can look in every direction.
And I can move the eye 30 feet any direction. Like as an action.
Yeah, so you could literally sit in the center of town, send your eye out.
Athalia, do you think your horse will be able to attend? Okay, attend was the wrong word, but...
Attend.
Help.
I mean...
Aid us.
Most likely. I believe so.
I imagine it might be easier to get around. Depending.
Be very helpful.
True. It'll be easier to get around to places as well. On short notice. I won't ask them now because I don't think this. I don't think it's good to do it right here.
I mean, at least there's space this time, right?
Kind of.
Instead of...
It's still a big ass horse! And I'd rather not any of us get burned.
What about you, the Odyssean lady? She kind of looks at you, Cersei.
I think this whole time Cersei's been like just furiously scribbling notes and like copying down this map in her notebook. She like looks up. She's like, me?
Any fancy ideas from the order?
Oh, well, this is my first excursion out away from the archives.
Okay.
And my battle experience includes the trial that Lyra put us through in the graveyard. So I'm not sure I would be the most trusted opinion, but I would like to help in whatever way I can. Namely, I think I'm most useful as a form of distraction for the enemy to make to kind of distract their minds and make it easier for other people to hit them. That seems to be what I'm best at.
Right. Okay. Well, is there any opposition to what we have here right now?
Looks very logical to me.
If one of these chains breaks, it all falls.
No pressure then.
In the meantime, I will get my guards to start setting up makeshift barricades, defenses along the edges of what we've got here. I will get orders sent out for the exterior of town to abandon their homes for now. It could be tomorrow, it could be several days, we don't know. I'm hoping that we would get somewhat of a warning, but...
You have a scouting party out?
We're trying, but they haven't found anything yet. And we try not to
Once
send people out there for
anyone
too long.
returns, I can get my eye out, but it doesn't just last forever, so I can't just keep it out. Once you have a first sign of something, they can retreat and I can fill
It
that
would be
gap.
hard to move that sort of numbers through the forest. They would most likely be coming through the fields.
Once we have our first indication of them, then anyone can go to their spots and I can have the eye on them and give you information on where they are. If that makes sense.
Right. We will keep the horns then for the evacuation. That will be the final call for everyone to... Perhaps we need a different way. One blow on the horn indicates that they've been spotted. That will be relayed. That's difficult though, because it's not...
Should there be a horn code for, like, if someone needs reinforcements?
Horns are very difficult to, No, perhaps we could do it. One toot on the horn, and that gets sent around to the various other horns, but the issue with that is then someone might hear both and think that they are... I wonder if there's something that we could use, like a magical sort of signal to send into the sky to indicate where assistance is needed. I can talk to Gauthier and see if he's able to procure anything that could work as something like that. But if not, maybe it's best we keep the horn for the emergencies only. We know that's when to get to posts. And if we need reinforcements, then... be honest with you, many of us have never had to do anything like this. So when it comes down to making these decisions, we have no idea. We do have different size horns, though. Some make higher pitches, some make lower pitches. Perhaps we use the higher pitches for reinforcements, the lower to alert enemies have spotted, and for individuals to get to their spots. We'll make sure you all get horns some point soon. At least one for each group.
Right.
In the meantime, if any of you are feeling exceptionally helpful, the different watchtower locations will need assistance in assembling them. They won't go up overnight, so if any of you feel strong enough and willing to help, I'm sure that could be extremely useful. Same goes for the barricades. Moving supplies inward, especially to the evacuation points. Handing out letters of informing individuals of what the plan is. We'll keep messages. We don't really have a lot of animals to send, but we could keep couriers, I think, is probably the best to transport messages between one another. And I'll talk to Gautier to see if he has any ideas that work. But in the meantime, you all know your duties, I suppose.
Sorry if anything was said to me, my doorbell just rang.
Oh, I was just asking that, does everyone have an idea of what is, expected?
Required of them? I know exactly what I'm doing.
Good. And if any of you are feeling kind enough to help deliver letters, put barricades up, use your strength to your assistance, move supplies, that would be more than helpful. We greatly appreciate that.
I am of a very average strength, but I am happy to help in whatever way I can.
Okay.
I volunteer Groff as tribute. He's super strong.
It's true. That is true.
So are you.
Don't know what you mean. I'm not as strong as him.
Would you really trust me to help with something like that?
Should we call you
And
weak now, Aflia?
She just...
Okay, change your mind. Okay, I'm not really weak. I'm not weak, okay? I'm just weaker than...
Kinda seems like it if you don't really want to help. It seems like you're scared, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, she
Okay,
is
but
kind of short.
I think those muscles are actually are they smaller since I met you?
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna help. It's not because I'm short that I'm weaker, okay?
So
It
maybe
helps.
you're short.
So if it's not
tiny.
because what is the reason that you're so weak?
I said I'm not weak. I'm strong.
No, you
I'm
said you
just-
weren't
I
weak
s-
because of your height, so I'm asking what other part of you is making you weak.
Owlbear's just gonna look away and like her tail's gonna be whipping furiously. Like when a cat is really angry or and it just whips. That's basically what's happening. She's like, fucking.
It's like a child having a tantrum.
Yeah, basically, it's a child. She's
Except they're the same height.
That little tiefling there gave me an idea. A little fiery little rage. Braziers. What if we bake braziers, light them, smokes, signals? We use this to alert. We could use these to alert when they are spotted. It's quiet. They might not necessarily be looking up. They might think it's a simple campfire or a big chimney smoke. I'm sure we could find certain herbs that burn dark smoke. We set these braziers up in a different location. That would be excellent. This might be the way to do it. We keep the horns for the emergencies. Horns are that you need immediate backup, that you engaging the enemy.
I like this plan.
Good. Right. That works then. I will get these orders and then start informing citizens and get my blades to head on out. In the meantime, thank you. She kind of looks at you, expecting you to leave, but isn't kind of going to tell you to leave. She's just kind of looking at you. It's like that. Yep. Cool.
Welp. Slaps legs.
Athelia walks away, but the snowball that she's now holding in her hands, she's gonna shove it against Gruff's back.
Gruff, you feel a lot of... Are you guys still in the war planning room?
I'm gonna do it as I'm walking out, yeah.
Gruff, you feel something cold on your back.
I swing.
Give me an
I don't know,
attack
it just hit me in the back. I'm swinging.
roll. Give me an attack roll.
What could go wrong in a crowded room of people with a bunch of plans everywhere?
Are you sure you're gonna be able to hit? Cause I'm so small.
That's the fun part.
Lavetta flinches.
Just be unarmed, so I'll just roll a
Yeah.
athletics check because it'd be the same modifiers.
Shit.
What's
So that'd be an 18 to hit.
What's my...
And 1 plus strength would be 6 damage.
Well, she hit your back, and you're just gonna spin and hit her. Yeah, you take that 6 damage there, bud.
We're under attack! He says as he turns and like just elbows off. Yeah.
Lavetta huffily reaches into a bag, grabs out a good berry, and just stuffs it in Uffley's mouth. She just forces it. She just forces it.
Am I like a cat now that's having that tablet? What the fuck?
Take your meds. It'll make you feel better.
No, I am like a toddler, fuck's sake.
Fascinating team dynamics. Takes note.
I was like, how much is the good berry?
I think isn't it like 1 plus the plus disciple. I'm sorry. I always forget. I think it's like. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Never mind.
Alright, just figure it out. What level do you cast it at?
Just one. Yeah, it's
Should
one.
be 4. It's 4 points.
Yeah, it's 1 plus the 2 plus the thing. Yeah, it's 4.
1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4.
I'm fine. This is fine.
She blinks as nothing.
Alright.
Probably it's
So
working.
the end of the session, what we'll do is we'll have it as sort of the well, it's up. I'll leave this up to you. Do you guys want to sort of montage the setup stuff and just have you guys do a few different roles to see how well you do? Do you want to go more in depth with it? I'll leave that up to you guys. It's kind of like next session. Do you want that to be fighting, or do you want it to be the prep for the fight?
I'm personally stressed about this, but like not in a really bad way, just like a general. Oh shit.
I
Sorry,
echo
what?
that sentiment.
Yeah, it's
when
just
montage
like,
with the
as
rolls,
a-
this sounds funny.
Yeah.
I like the montage.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's
next
go
week,
with
next week
montage.
will be presumably the battle. So what we'll do is we'll kind of RP briefly. So I'm gonna go down the line, and we'll kind of get an idea of like what their characters are doing over the next few days. And we'll go from there. So I'll start with Emelina. Emelina, what is your character doing in the meantime? How is she helping or preparing?
I think she mainly, surprise, surprise, sticks to her own practices of fighting a bit, but like mostly out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure she has her eye on her at all times. And you know, mark out for herself as she walks around. Always checking everyone around her, making that she knows who is here, if there's anyone standing out, and that she knows exactly where she would want to stand, like to quickly give the information that she gets through the eye to the people that need it, so she knows exactly where to go.
Okay, so you're not using the eye yet until they're called,
No,
right?
because I saw that it's like an hour
Yeah.
duration. So what she wants to do is like when the first things are like, oh, we've seen them, or we think we see them like southwest or whatever, then she would send the eye out so that the people that saw it can like get in position and get to more safety, and she can use the eye to actually select, oh, where are they? Are they there? Is it something else? And give those people that spotted it the time to get to safety.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, so nothing that I need you to really roll for. You're just kind of doing your own thing, chilling, waiting. Okay. Alright, Falky, what is Groff doing?
Groff? He doesn't know yet. We're just gonna.
Well, this isn't for the battle itself. This is like prep stuff. So, like, are you gonna help with building anything or move supplies?
Unless he's asked to, he won't.
But I
Okay.
volunteered him for.
Okay, so you have
for
been asked
helping
to.
build. Yeah, well, she kind of just said, you're doing a thing, so.
Then he'll go and he'll help with that.
All right, go give me an athletics roll. We'll see how these watchtowers go. All right, easy enough. Groff's like, he picks up like 2 fucking logs at once, no problem. Man's a fucking lifting champ. Sorry, I have a dog in my lap right now, and it's making this very difficult.
Aw.
Can I pet that dog?
Alright, so Emma, Zara. Alright, you just doing the one tower, or do you think Groff would help with the others?
He was asked to help with the towers, so we'll go to the next tower.
Alright, go give me an athletics roll. Right. And then the last one. And yeah, Groff, you're feeling pretty confident. These towers look good. They look strong. You did a great job. At one point, they had you dig a hole to put the poles in the ground, and you fucking loved that. That was awesome. Now, whether or not you used your bare hands is up to you.
Well, he has to use his hands. That's what he has.
Has the finger fallen off yet from the previous frostbite?
Oh, shit.
I thought he warmed up since.
He did warm up.
Oh, yeah.
He did warm up.
Good. Okay, just making sure.
Alright, anything else Groff wants to do in the meantime?
Nap.
That's fair. Alright.
You know, we're preparing for a big fight. I'd like to be well rested.
Alright, Althea.
She's gonna call her horse and ask if he's willing to help. She's gonna whip.
Are you doing this in the middle of the road, or like you going somewhere private?
I'm going somewhere private. I look somewhere private, kind of. If she
Okay.
can find somewhere private. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah.
Somewhere she thinks she's private. Yeah.
Okay. You do your whip, and sort of flame hoof prints start appearing in the snow. And slowly but surely, the horse begins to materialize in front of you. A warmth given off to from him, and you hear him going. So as I was saying, I said, why the long face? Ah, shit, where am I?
Sorry, were you in the middle of something?
Yeah, it's alright. How can I help?
Well, some stuff's gonna be happening, and I was wondering if you want to help. Just a little bit, if we need it.
What's in it for me?
What do you want?
Now you're asking the right questions there. What do I want? There's a lot of things that I want there, dear. But whether you're able to give them
Nothing
is a
too
different question.
crazy.
I mean,
Because
I am
if you get the
infernally
thing you want,
bound to you.
I was saying, if you get the thing that you want now, when will you get it later?
A keg of beer.
You want a keg of beer?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds easy enough.
All right. All right. And you see as he kind of like, you ever seen horses like where they like jump in place a little bit and like readjust themselves? All right, where are they at? Let's do this.
Well, it's not yet. We just. I might need you to help me carry some supplies first.
The flames in his eyes burn a little hotter as he looks at you. What do I look like? Okay. All right. Where are we going?
and then Definitely is gonna go and help move supplies and stuff that is needed.
All right. Easy enough with the horse. I'm not even gonna make you a roll. Although one lady comes up. Excuse me, miss. I think some of my carrots are missing.
Oh.
You know,
Cleo looks towards her horse.
he lets out like the longest burp.
I unfortunately haven't seen them. If I see them, I'll let you know. All right?
Yes, okay. Yes, they're not that important. I just wanted to make sure everyone had a good snack. They say carrots give you dark vision.
I mean, that is true. That is very true.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
No, Alia's just gonna glare at her horse for doing that.
He may be a demon, but he's still a horse.
That one keg of beer has gone down to half a keg.
He's 2 kegs of beer. Oh wow, are you gonna figure that out?
It was 2 kegs of beer, but now it's 1.5 kegs of beer.
Oof. Oof. All right, we go to Cersei. What is Cersei doing?
I can do they mentioned something about delivering letters to everyone in town.
Okay, yeah, that'll be simple. I'm not gonna make you pretty much roll for that. These are basically flyers that are gonna be like, here's where here's your evacuation zone.
I would also like to ask everyone their name and to tell me something that brings them joy in their day-to-day life as I hand out these flyers.
Okay. Second. Get a name generator. Well, my name's No Bachard, and something that brings me joy is I really like taking rats by their tails and swinging them around.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting. Takes note.
Yes, my name is Nicholas Bissett. I love a good apple, a good crisp apple. That brings me joy.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one.
My name is Vivian Londe. What brings me joy? Oh, you know what brings me joy? My husband. Every night, it's excellent.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, not that kind of joy.
Oh, I see.
More like he rails me against the wall every night.
Right. Well, good. You get yours. Well done. You. Okay.
My name's Matthew Landre. I've got a beautiful, lovely wife. She brings me joy, but so does the mistress.
Wait, is his wife standing there when he says this?
Yes.
How does she react? Can I do like an insight?
Yeah, give
check
me an
on the
insight
wife. Okay. Wait,
She seems weirdly into it.
nice. All right. Cool.
Yeah, she seems like she's into it.
As long as it's consensual.
Alright, and then you just go down that list. You meet various different people, and they kind of all know where they're meant to evacuate. And they don't all speak common per se, but they kind of get an idea of like, they got the message from you.
Well, I can also talk to anyone that I can see anyone that I can see within 120 feet in their mind, and we don't have to share a language. They just have to be able to speak a language to understand me.
They can understand you, but they can't. Can they speak back? I can't remember how.
That's
it's the Kalashar thing. The Kalashar thing, isn't it?
Must be able to understand at least one language. No, I don't think it is the Kalashar thing. I think you're right. I think they cannot reply. I have something that I can use an action.
While using this trait to speak telepathically, you can use an action to give that creature ability to speak telepathically with you an hour.
For 1 hour. Most people see you.
Oh yeah, you could.
One
yeah, you could.
time.
You could
okay.
theoretically.
Yeah, great. So anyone that can't communicate with me, I will do a mind link so that I can find out what brings them joy.
Perfect. Yeah, and hell, you could technically start learning their language anyways if you took the time to do it.
I think I need a full day. So
yeah,
that's
you could use one of your days for that if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's also. Yeah, I do want to do that at some point.
Okay, go ahead and give me a intelligence roll, like a blank intelligence roll.
Okay. Just straight intelligence. No, that's a saving throw. Do I just click on the like above my score?
Yeah. Easy. Okay. So you spend a day letters, and then you kind of just like you might spend one day, we'll say at the pub or whatever, and you're just sitting there and studying people's mannerisms and stuff, and you think you have like a basic understanding of the language itself, and going from there. Because it doesn't give you like you don't learn the language; it's just like you understand the basics. Right?
Yeah, just like I can just do like conversational kind of colloquialisms, but I'm not fluent.
Yeah, that's her background that lets her do that. She gets special language time stuff. All right, and then Lavetta, what would Lavetta like to do?
Lavetta, like I wanted to scale the perimeter for foraging for herb.
Okay, give me a nature check.
Okay.
It takes you longer than you want to find all the different stuff you're looking for. You're trying to find stuff that you think will burn better, and unfortunately it takes time. But eventually you get there. You collect the stuff that you want. While you're doing that, where's the egg?
In her pouch. Like a leather satchel.
You feel it start to move.
For context, I have a tiny egg.
Although I do have to have you do one thing before we do this. I need you to give me 4 of your special rolls to me.
Okay.
Because it's been 4 days there, bud.
Oh my God. You are waiting. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey.
One. Okay. So, Zara.
Yes.
You notice on the second night, you wake up and Lavetta's gone.
You sound so happy.
She really does.
Happier than Zara.
Zara, you look around and oh no, you have a really high perception, don't you? No, you were woken up.
Do you want
in
my
the
passive perception?
Yeah, you're woken up in the middle of the night by your window breaking and something going out the window.
She immediately sits up, with like her short sword out.
Okay, the glass seems to be broken outwards. There's no glass
Is it
inside.
pitch black dark and can I not see?
It's dark.
She listens intently.
You do have the lamp, though, remember? You bought the lamp last time.
I know.
Did you buy the lamp?
Okay.
I did.
Sure we did.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't we? I thought we bought the cheap one.
We went healing potions.
You
Oh, yeah.
hear something crambling down the side of the building. Cold air is now pushing in.
Like on the side of the window?
The window just is open, so it's cold.
Yeah, but you say you hear something crumbling down the building. Like
Yeah,
through like
so
on the like by the window?
Yeah, it seems like something just went out the window.
Follows it immediately.
So you look outside and you see sort of a black. Well, actually, one second. You see, before I explain that, because I gotta check your emails or your DMs.
Yes, I know.
You see what appears to be Lavetta's sort of nightwear is torn up in the bed that you guys were sleeping in.
Wait, what do I see?
Her
What'd you just say?
night clothes, like what she would wear at night, it's all torn up. And as you rush to the window and you look out, there's sort of this darkish gray and brown mass that is rushing into the woods.
Yes, I will try to keep up and then
So you heading out the window?
You gonna chase it?
yes.
Okay. Lavetta, do you know what your speed is? Let me pull it up.
I do not. Yeah.
I'll pull it out. What's your speed, Zara?
30.
Uh, okay. You're able to maintain pace with it, but you now see like some guards who are walking around have taken notice and start grabbing weapons and just start running towards this whatever it is.
I mean, if Zara in her glancing saw that Lovetta wasn't there, and her clothes are there, and she is not making any connection and just follows it and wants to know what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm. So you're just following it?
Yep.
Okay. The guards look at you, and one of them looks at... Stay back! One of the beasts have made it into town. We will get it, don't worry.
You won't do anything. I've got this.
No, it's our job, don't worry.
You heard me!
Give me a intimidation check. Oh, okay. That guard kind of steps back a little bit. One of them's already rushing. He didn't hear you, so he's already rushing towards the creature. It seems to be headed like northeast.
Zara runs to follow it and gets there before the guard does. If need be, she will try and trip the guard.
Give me a athletics roll, or acrobatics probably. Acrobatics to like trip them. What the fuck? Face plants into the snow. All right. You can start.
I want to imagine that like slides, trips him, and then just gets up and keeps running.
He's like face full of snow, like wiping it as you rush, and you make it to about where that creepy house was.
That creepy house.
Mm-hmm. You see a little snow bunny.
Oh, that house. Yeah.
See a little snow bunny that's jumping in the snow, and you watch, and now that you're getting closer, it looks like all of the other creatures that you have seen so far, but with like a grayish dark brown, pounce on this poor little rabbit and takes it in its mouth.
Zara would take the opportunity to try and get a dagger at the throat of the creature while it's distracted.
Give me a stealth roll. I just have to I have to double check something. You just barely get the knife when the creature looks up. Its snout is just drenched in blood from this rabbit. Well, this is interesting. We'll do a few rounds of this, but we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna have... Go ahead and roll initiative for me, both of you.
Oh.
Whoops, 1 sec.
So I rolled, but it
Yes.
says no
I'm gonna
valid
give you-
token was selected.
I'm gonna... Oh, yeah.
Should I re-roll after this?
I got your thing, and I
Initiative is
gotta...
really good.
Let me find here. Add turn. And turn. Alright. But then I'm gonna give Lavetta, I'm gonna give you access to a thing. We're gonna use this for now until I've sorted it out. So you should see a new category now. You see that? Okay. Yeah, you should be able... You go ahead and use that. Alright, so we'll start with Zara. You've got this creature at knife point. You've surprised them. What would you like to do?
Are you in? She's gonna press the knife a little bit closer, and say, "Are you intelligent enough to speak on what you've done, or do I have to cut it out of you?"
How do you respond? You're...
I am intelligent enough, right?
You understand her,
It's like...
but right now it's not coherent.
It's iffy, it's just... am I able to just, like, not really attack, but just
Nope. You
no,
are
okay.
an aggressive. I'm gonna have you roll wisdom rolls each time to see if you're able to fight that urge, if you want to fight it. But right now, your goal right now is to kill this person with the knife against your throat.
Okay.
And if Lavetta inside of you wants to stop that, you're going to have to wisdom rolls for me. All right. And then I will roll my end. That is a failure.
Okay. So the beast obviously staring, like, eyes fixated on her, blood dripping from its mouth, understands but doesn't really give a shit. So it just straight up goes to just bite at her arm containing the dagger.
Give me a bite roll.
Alrighty.
You should be able to just click on the action.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. In that card I gave you.
Oh, okay. 1 sec.
This is not what I was saying.
It's for me. It doesn't have it as clickable. It just shows
here,
the
I'm sorry.
information.
Here you go. Now try. You might have to close and reopen the page. You should be able to now.
All right, but oh boy. Okay.
Does a 20 hit?
Yep.
Go ahead and click on the word attack in the thingy.
Yes.
In the chat, click. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, me.
Again! No! Not
How
again!
on me? How on me?
Oh, fuck.
We'll deal with the consequences of that later.
Oh boy.
I got rid of it at once!
Anything else, Shannon?
No, she's just... It's just... I assume that's my, like, action, so...
Yep.
It's gonna take, like, a huge sniff.
Okay.
Just gonna sniff her, like, where it bit at her arm. That's it.
Okay. Zara, you're up, bud.
You sound so happy. You're so happy with
happy
yourself.
right
You've been waiting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna swipe at her at the wolf's face.
Okay, give me an attack roll. Okay, that will hit. That will hit. So
Okay, I didn't take the damage of my health. 9. What the fuck?
Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it?
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, so
Can't really take it away, can I? But I'll make a note.
yeah. Do you see what your hit points would be?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to do, Zara? You know,
Oh boy.
this creature's eyes are very familiar, but you don't know where.
Oh shit.
You notice as you swing.
Well, here's the thing. She kind of has already been bitten by werewolves before. Like, so. Does she think, hey, these eyes are similar because they're probably like the same creature that gave me like fucking werewolf curse before? Hmm.
This is where, like, a freaking tiefling comes out of the forest and goes, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. Sorry. Anyway.
It's a weird
Ignore me.
sex thing.
Okay, we're gonna go Sammy again.
No,
All
it's
right,
good.
go ahead. Yeah. All right, it's another one.
Just a little
Anything
tiny
else?
cut. Nope, that's my.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, Shannon, go ahead and give me another wisdom save. And I am rolling a d20. You probably gonna beat yeah, you succeed because I can't beat that.
Alrighty. So, am I able? So, in what regard what does this grant me now? Like the ability to like not attack her, or the ability
As
to
the
like,
will,
change?
as the will within you, you come to waking up. It feels like from a nap, and you see Zara in front of you, her arm bleeding. You taste iron blood on your mouth. You look down, massive paws, body covered in fur. How would you react?
She's gonna try and check. She's actually gonna like step towards, because the thing is, like, she doesn't know that she did whatever. Like, she's just there, like, what the fuck. Mm-hmm. So she's gonna try and step towards Zara to like check on her, like see if she's okay. She's still having like trouble talking though, so like she tries to make out what happened.
This creature, Zara, approaches you, though not to attack, almost as if it's trying to figure out what's going on. What do you do on your turn?
Zara tries to swipe out, like, the legs underneath him.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. It's a targeted attack, so I'll treat it as such.
Like, but I don't mean with a sword. I mean, with her legs, to have it, like, fall on its back.
Acrobatics versus dexterity saving throw. So, Levetta, I need a dex save.
Mm-hmm.
On that sheet, just click dex.
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting.
You try to trip, but the sort of instincts keep her on her footing.
In response, I like specifically just I attempt to like sit in place, just like slump down next to her, despite being like fucking massive and fluffy. She just like
Wisdom
lays
save
her, like...
there, bud.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, can't beat that. You sit down.
Okay.
Zara now looks very confused. Still holding, like, her two short swords out. Defensive position. Visibly fucking confused.
I think we leave it at that for today. Because this just threw the biggest spanner in what I had planned for next week. It still might happen next week, but we now have to deal with the consequences of this.
Oh boy.
I think we leave it at that, because I have to get going. I have an appointment in half an hour. So I think
need to start studying.
For what?
Thanks for the session.
Just read up on everything. Just clarification. Anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different. You might need to DM me some specifics. But yeah,
Well,
I think we leave.
every group needs a pet.
I thought that was a pet.
Excuse me? Oh. Okay.
Oh man, that's perfect. Yeah, I think we leave it at that. Something tells me we're not going to be fighting the Silver Sword next week, but dealing with the consequences of whatever this is. No, that's fucking perfect. That is. Oh, I'm so happy right now. That's so good. Oh, I should have just.
Have fun at your appointment.
Oh, I will.
So that's why you're Valender's caretaker. He thinks you're his mom.
Also, there's so now that you guys know this, we've been hinting at this for the last 22 episodes.
Oh, I knew.
Emelina figured it out, but the bell would always ring whenever you guys put it up. She smells like wet dog. Yeah.
So,
fucking silver?
They're silver, yeah.
I feel like that was the biggest clue, to be honest.
Oh yeah. That's how I really figured it out.
The thing is, Lavetta doesn't know. Like,
I know Lavetta doesn't know.
Like,
so
she's like,
Zara
what the
doesn't know,
fuck?
but I know. I was like, she has something. Maybe there's something going on there. Does she know she's a fucking werewolf?
I'm so glad it took that long because
Actually,
it just made it even better. It made it better. But she's not just any kind of werewolf, so it'll be fun for you guys to figure that out. So, because obviously she shifted. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna send my peoples to go on a raid. Chat, go give lots of love to Elnari. She plays Lara Van Dust. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you all next Saturday for our next D&D. And we will continue with the romance who got into pet play. And go from there.
You fucking dog. Sorry.
Oh my god. All right. Bye.